gonna do it. I'm gonna trade my old clerk for a Rockstar dame. Might even get my broker to change his game. Cause we all just wanna work with title rock stars and sell some hilltop houses closing 15 more. The cities come easy and the closings go quick. We'll all stay busy cause we just don't
Welcome
quit.
to another edition of the Rockstars podcast. We are live at the Rockstar Vault, and I'm here with my esteemed co-host, the owner, the empress, the queen of Rockstar Closers, Miss Nicole Malcolm. How are you?
Good morning.
And we've got a legend in the house today.
Yes.
He is an icon in Philly real estate. You are going to be as bragocious as I push you to be, my friend.
Boom.
He is Chris Summers of the Summers team. They are dominating and have been, what, a decade now? How long?
2 decades.
2 decades dominating Philadelphia real estate.
That's a that's a nice intro. Thank you guys. It is such an honor to be on your podcast too.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this. So we shoot in Bucks County, a solid 45, 50 minutes outside of Philadelphia, and this guy Ubered out here. So that's dedication right there.
You know, I like to be doing emails and texts and calls, so you can get a lot done.
Yeah,
in a
it's true, actually.
long Uber ride, but it was such a beautiful place out here, though. So,
so beautiful that you consider the suburbs?
no. But thank you.
Hey, listen, you got to try it.
That's true. You never know. You never know.
So we got a lot to get into in a little bit of time. I feel like when we get people of this caliber on our show, there's so much we want to ask.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
we kind of take it from the perspective of as a peer, but then also as someone who's known the brand and known the name throughout the city. So I always say, let's go back and start from the beginning and figure out what are some of the things we can see in your life and your upbringing and the things you've done that kind of led you to where you are. So tell us about where you're from, family dynamic, all that good stuff.
Well, I grew up in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, Southern boy, Virginia Beach, a little bit of an ex-surfer. Went to college at Maryland. And then I was a stockbroker in D.C. And then I was a CPA in D.C. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go up to Philly. I know no one, zero, to be a stockbroker. And then the only person I knew left. And I'm like, what the hell? But then after the financial crisis, I backed into real estate because my friend, I didn't really have much going on.
Yeah.
He's like, Chris, why don't you come into real estate? I'm like, okay. That was 2004.
So we're gonna spend a lot of time in the real estate stuff because I want to unpack how you really figured out how to have such market success, which is a very difficult thing to do. And solo and team and et cetera, et cetera. And I know that you are very scientific and mathematical in how you approach business.
I'm a Capricorn.
You're Capricorn. Is that what you're attributing it to?
I don't know.
But so are you have siblings?
I have 2 older sisters.
2 older sisters. So you were the baby boy.
Oh, yeah, I got away with
Are you
everything.
the favorite?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
So when you said surfer, is that were you a cultural surfer or did you just like surfing?
I mean,
And you know what I mean by cultural surfer. Like
Yeah.
when you see the movies like,
yeah, more just hanging out. Yeah, go to the beach parties.
like did you have super long hair?
I mean, it was blonde, curly, but that's it. Yeah, different time.
I wish we had pictures.
I know, right?
Virginia, so I don't know much about Virginia life. But what's interesting to me is you can get super south, right, in terms of the people and the dynamic, and then you can get more, I guess, of the mix of the border of the Maryland and the D.C. and those types of we call them Virginians.
Yeah, Nova, D.C.
So what were you? Were you like a dirty south or like a?
Yeah, more like south. But then, I did live in the D.C. area for a while, so it's kind of like, that blend, kind of go a little bit everywhere. But fast forward, I did marry a Philly girl.
Yeah.
And I think that brought me in. Hey, you're Chris, you're okay. You're a Philly.
So that was your Philly baptism.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And is there anything, did you have to eat 20 cheesesteaks, do a Rocky run? What was the actual process?
Yeah, I was just doing all that. The games, the tailgates. It does kind of bring you in. I mean, I think it's great. Because in business too, it's important to be social as much as you can.
Right.
Be out there, meet people and whatnot. So it all comes to play.
It comes to play.
Right.
I think you're a really big player in the Philadelphia area in the market. I mean, everybody knows your name. kind of like Cheers. You go into the bar, everybody knows your name.
Yeah, but yeah.
But how do you, did you ever foresee yourself getting to that point, to that level of success?
I mean, it's a great question, Nicole. I don't think most people do because you never really know what might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think as long as you like hard work, show up, you do some things, maybe take some risks, things happen down the road. Yeah, but actually I was on someone's team back then, and I started to do a little bit more business, got an assistant, started to do a little bit more business, got the recruit, with Stephanie, probably the best recruit, and then you do more business, and then someone joins your team, and you do more business, someone joins your team, and fast forward, you become part owner of Remax Access, the team grows, so it wasn't really like that, it wasn't like on the sheet of paper, this is how it's going to happen. It was just more organic, I think. In life and in business, if things are working, double down, triple down. If things aren't working, maybe give it a little bit more time. You got to give some time, but then I think that's kind of like the opportunity people have in front of them, really in any market.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I wanna that stuff. I want to get in heavy with you because I feel like, especially in our businesses, the biggest struggle, and I have these discussions frequently, is people don't even understand a daily routine, right? They don't even understand what are the habits, what are the activities, what are the actions they should be taking on a daily basis that get them there.
Right.
They actually are in front of so much between social media and advertising and events and this and that. They don't even know where it's like spark plugs.
Correct. Yeah. It's like ADD, everyone. What do I do? I don't know. I'm busy though, but
I think that's a prerequisite to be a good realtor, right?
Sadly, it probably is.
I think so.
We haven't really asked this question, but how many are actually prescribed to Adderall?
Hey, that's your realm, buddy. Chad's a pharmacist.
it's the black market in the suburbs. The black market in the suburbs.
I probably should be prescribed Adderall, but that's another show.
I'm gonna watch.
So what I always get interested in the way of life that people are brought up. What was dad, mom? What they do for a living? What was the dynamic like in the house? I mean, based on social media, you guys are all close knit.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, my father passed.
Yeah,
just this year. It's been like really hard. I might cry every time I think about it. No, but he was like a research doctor, microbiology. Didn't really PhD.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, my mother was like a public health nurse. My oldest sister was valedictorian of high school.
Wow.
And did very well at UVA. It's hard to follow in those footsteps. But
what'd she end up doing?
She's a pediatrician.
There you go, underachiever. Yeah. Entire family. Yeah. All super stupid people. Yeah.
The youngest.
What was Dad's? I'm curious. So microbiology. What did he get into? Was there anything he was published or known for? Or?
Yeah, I mean, he was well known with certain types of cancer research.
Oh wow.
Yeah, papers published, and he taught, and he just really built like a really strong reputation. And I think for all of us, it's like a reminder. Maybe it's a family person or someone that you really have high level and respect for. Whatever you do, reputation is really important.
Absolutely.
And then was he well known in his field? Did he do college work? What was his
he wrote papers and would go to conferences. So absolutely.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And was he big into it? Very passionate about it?
Yes. Yeah, he was a workaholic like myself.
Yeah.
Probably like you guys too.
I just practice podcasting all day.
Goals.
Yeah, that's work. It's a lot of work right now.
When no one's here, I just talk in the wall to myself.
You're a natural.
So you've got that's some pretty big weight though. That's some pretty big weight in terms of the older siblings and dad and mom. And now, was it just something? Did you go the opposite direction? Did you break the rules? Were you anything of a badass? Or you seem pretty polished. But.
It's like everyone kind of has that dark side or no.
That's what I'm trying to get into.
Yeah, but
I want to know the dark side.
This is the vault.
Yeah. read the book Relentless, chapter 8. I think it talks about Michael Jordan and like some of the top people kind of have but we all have some sort of dark side.
Totally.
So but you just kind of have to be careful with that. I mean, I guess I got lucky. Like I never really got in trouble per se.
Yeah.
Scolded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we like to scold.
Well, how does a microbiologist scold?
That's a good question. The scoldings are maybe at other levels.
You're gonna get all kinds of diseases. There's a live bacteria in your bed.
Yeah, wash your hands. Wear a mask.
Oh man! What other interests were you as an adolescent? Were you a musician, artist, athlete? Find love in high school? Give me that, but give me the good stuff.
I didn't really, find that love in high school, but you find it later on. But like I think it kind of gets back to again, like going back to work, passion is key. Because if you have passion or purpose, I think that kind of like drives you forward. So like in high school, I was the #1 ranked tennis player. Like
there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Why are you holding out on that? Stuff?
It's
you
big
went
stuff.
right to real estate.
Yeah.
What, #1 in Virginia?
My high school. Bayside High School, which I think is in Saved by the Bell.
Absolutely.
Bayside.
You took it right out of my mouth, bro.
I really like to play a lot of
You
basketball.
were #1 in tennis.
Correct.
Do you still play?
Yeah, like what does that mean?
Well, that's kind of like the sad part today. Like as you go, older, like I have arthritis in both my knees.
Yeah.
So like
Just get them replaced, bro.
But I think it also gets back. I will maybe. I should. Yeah, but like I think about that sometimes to kind of correlate to work. Like even though Allen Iverson, didn't really like practice.
Yeah.
Practice. But like, for me, I would play tennis every day.
Yeah.
I would go to the basketball court and just shoot every day. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And I think, for real estate, like whatever is working, typically if someone's just on social media during the day, I'm not really sure how much business that's going to relate to. But when it comes, lead gen or whatever, like, I mean, that's really the key, to improve oneself. And maybe it's a hobby, but like in our field, especially in sales, it's a necessity. And I think that's where a lot of realtors or anyone in the sales business kind of struggle. It's like, if you don't have sales skills, learn them quickly or be around people that could help you with that.
Yeah.
When did you become conscious of the fact that you're a deeply focused, disciplined individual? So were you young when you tapped into that? When did you figure that part out?
I mean, I think like, when life kind of throws you like some hard knocks. Can I curse?
Hell yeah.
And you fuck up. And you go from here, down here. But like those are like.
Don't let the butterflies fool you. She throws down a lot of F-bombs.
What do you guys say? Okay, Nicole, can you say F-bomb too?
I just did.
But I guess my point is like, when that happens, I think it really allows the opportunity to like reset and focus. And I think, probably not just for me, but like I think that's where discipline can kind of come in, because then you start to like, you know what? Sometimes it's not like I need to do this. Like, I have to do that.
Right.
Or, I want to do it. Because if I don't, you can't really accelerate or improve, on your work, your passion, like unless you really kind of dive deep and that discipline. But I think you don't have that all the time.
Right.
Kind of up and down. And I think since COVID, I think most people can relate to this. Is like most people's discipline went the other way.
Yep.
Like how easy was it to like maybe show up on a Zoom call with the camera off and you were sleeping?
Yep, that's true.
Right? Yeah, but I was there. But like I think moving forward, like even today, like I'm still kind of like working on improving some of those habits and practices that I had prior to COVID.
Now, I mean, but walking through the things you did to lead to this professionally, right? You did. So you were CPA. What else? Stockbroker, CPA.
Yeah, correct.
All mathematical, all scientific.
Yep, all fun.
When you were in those mindsets, where was your head at then? Was it I want to make a shit ton of money? I want to develop my craft. Like where were you at then versus now? Now we evolve to where you are now.
That's a really good question, because I think over time, like kind of people.
Because I'm gonna cut you off. Based on your social media, you're an economist, you're a numbers person, you're a data person. That's always been you?
Well, I mean, I think I kind of grew into that, because I think careers, you can kind of go so far. And then I guess the question is, well, do you keep going or do you kind of get stuck in a rut kind of thing?
Right.
Like early on as a CPA, I got to travel to Europe many times, but the work was just kind of blah.
Was it corporate accounting?
It was Deloitte and Touche.
Oh, you were, yeah. You were as corporate as I got.
Yeah. What's this guy doing here?
What age was that?
That was not too far after college, but I did get a government job after college, and you quickly learn.
Yeah.
The people say, "Oh, the government's not inefficient." La la la. Oh my God. I could I had a part-time job umpiring baseball games. I would just no one knew. I guess I'm okay to say this, but yeah, it was just so inefficient.
Here comes Doge.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's just so boring. I'm what are we doing? What are these people? But at that time, the economy was kind of rough in, I guess, 1991, because I graduated college in 1990. So I got, I did what I could get.
Did we mention college? Where was college?
University of Maryland, College Park.
Oh, you had fun.
I did.
Now, is that where your dark side popped out right there?
That's where, I think the first semester I got a 4.0, and then the second was
that was it.
And the second year was boom.
You really discovered the art of Maryland.
Yeah, I was doing other things.
College Park's fun.
I'm glad you guys are having fun with me today.
We always have fun in here.
College Park. This ain't no Stevie podcast, bro.
No. Yeah, but that's life, though. It's you go through something, you improve, ups and downs.
But dude, think about your pattern. Government job, serious. CPA, serious. Stockbroker, semi-serious with maybe some drugs. And then once you get...
Maybe.
But my point is, very intense, very pressure-driven, right?
Correct.
Very little, what's the word I'm looking for? Release, stress relief, well-balanced. I feel like it was and is that when maybe the real estate door opened, you're like, oh, maybe I can balance things a little bit better?
I mean, to some extent, I looking back, when new people join our team, or I was, president of GPAR in 2019. And
I was at that dinner, actually.
Oh, yeah. And
wasn't that at one of the Chess Cafe venues?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was either Tendenza or...
I remember that.
Thank you for coming.
Wild.
Yeah. I know, that's right. But yeah, I mean, I think being a stockbroker, at least for me, those other things, brought experience, but the stockbroker for me, brought in sales skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of phone calls,
Yeah.
a lot of follow-up.
What was your shtick, man? Were you like a Recco kind of guy or what?
Recco! Chad, is 1,000 shares of Intel enough for you, or do you want more? I think you should do more.
Were you in a boiler room?
I mean, to some extent, it was a little bit like that. Yeah. So when you watch... Yeah, I love that. I guess Ben Affleck comes in. He's the sales guy.
Yeah.
I won't repeat what, but if people haven't seen that scene in that movie, I mean, there's a couple scenes in there. Or no, was that the boiler? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I mean, those sales movies, I think you could, obviously you could have fun watching them, but at the end of the day, I mean, again, if you're not talking to people or calling people or following up, it doesn't have to be hardcore.
Yep.
Well, what's your business could be like in 3 months?
So you took the majority of, or I'd say the sharpening of your sales knife was out of that.
100%. I read a lot of I didn't have any sales skills.
Yeah.
I had zero. Even today, I consider myself an introvert. All the small crowds. Obviously I
Me
open
too.
up.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, but if it's a large crowd, if I don't know anyone, I'm walking to the corner pretending I'm on my phone.
Yeah. Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I think that kind of goes to show you.
So from now on, if I see you at an event,
you guys laugh at me.
No, you know what you did? You see him at an event, he's on his phone.
Oh, shit, not that guy.
If you call him, then it'll ring, it'll be like, shit.
Yeah, I am on the phone. Hey, Chad. But
Maybe when I see him, I should call him.
There you
In the
go.
same room.
but I think like getting back to that, I think the most important, like what I learned, like some people think sales skills, it's like natural. And I don't really think that it is. Maybe for some it is, like, but for most people, they have the ability to learn that.
Let's stick to there for a minute. That's an interesting point.
Go ahead.
What is your belief in the whole sales system process, and is that something you teach? So, let's fast forward to the Summers team. Agents, are we talking all experience levels? What are you looking at the moment?
Well, our team has grown. We're up to like 30 agents.
Let's unpack that. So start
Yeah.
from the beginning. You're solo agent,
Correct.
just you.
Yep.
And you started where?
Remax Affiliates Northeast at 9237 Frankfurt Avenue, really close to the county line.
Okay.
Really close to the county line.
So you get in, and completely green, no experience at all. Did you get good mentorship? Like, what is that whole experience?
Yeah, I think that the mentorship was strong. But what I do remember, like today, obviously like floor shifts, it's not really happening. But you can find other things to do today. But back then, I'm like, wait a minute, people are calling in. So I would go around the office as like, if you don't want your floor shift, contact me. And there's literally some days I have floor from like 9 a.m. To 5 p.m.
Wow.
And people are like, are you nuts, Chris? I answer the phone, like, oh, you want to see a property? And not for nothing, I got my first listing on a Friday night floor shift where it came at like 7 or 8 o'clock. And the woman was drunk.
Nice.
She was at Port
Thought she was calling the water department.
I showed up and she was there, and she was super nice. And that led to some referrals, but it just kind of goes to show you, if you're not doing anything or very little, not much is going to happen.
So what in that moment are you like, and this is a really key point in general for real estate agents. We talked about this a minute ago. It's so overwhelming because you can go in so many directions.
Yeah.
Whereas you mastering what you've already done, the calls, your first, this is what I'm going to dig into.
Yeah, I mean, I think, once you have success, I think, some people have addictive personalities. But you get something, it works. You're like, oh, great. Fuck yeah. Or whatever it is. You keep doing that because it's the positive reinforcement.
So the calls was your thing when you started?
Yeah, basically, calling out, calling in, does anyone need help? With a client, and things kind of grew. I guess I was fortunate because, before the financial crisis, 2004, 2005, it was pretty busy.
Interesting. Yeah. It's one of these things where you try and I swear to God, there's no one recipe for every agent. We'll talk to agents. Some of them have no idea. They're like, yeah, I got here. I do this. And what do you do? Specifically, what did you do? Because the hardest thing to do is when you bring people on, and this is I guess you could talk about your philosophies with how you deal with your agents now. What are you teaching them? What are the things you're drilling into them to become successful and to grow?
I mean, very good question. You could, what's that saying? You bring someone to the well, but if they don't drink it,
Bring the
whatever.
horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Much smarter than I am. But we do have what we call, and we started doing this in COVID, recommendation from a coach I was using at the time. We have what we call 3 sales rally calls a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:30 to 10. And it's a way for people to at least get in the mindset, hear about some wins, challenges. And I think when people are on that call, you know what? I'm going to do something today. There's been many times where I've been tired or not really feeling it. I go even today, on my way up here, I was on our sales rally call. There were some there's Tiffany just wrapped up a $1.8 million deal. Several other people are just really kicking ass. They're really intentional. They're kind of in it. And it's great to kind of see the outcomes from that, right? And I think what happens is not only does that benefit me, it benefits other people on the team.
Sure.
So and it's, I guess with floor, you have leads coming in. Our goal, for the agents ultimately is to kind of get them to 80-20, where 80% of their business is from their sphere and referrals. We kind of have classes on that, and 20% might be through the team. We do have an extensive Zillow partnership. where the team gets like 130 connections a month.
Wow, that's great.
That's a lot, and then, these are some decent, sale prices.
What's your system in that? Is there like when it comes, you got to answer like this, you got to do this. Do you have like a Zillow system?
Yeah, I mean, people have to like kind of take some courses to like get approved. But I think what's more important from there is obviously the more they're converting, the more we have it set up, where they're going to get more calls directly to them. And Zillow's kind of like Big Brother. They can kind of do that too. Not that that's our only partnership, but I think it's a great way for the agents of this market, where transactions, are low.
Right.
Hopefully City of Philadelphia gets their fucking shit together. Right. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys.
I don't think that will ever happen.
I don't know if it will ever happen.
Honestly.
Yeah, if it wasn't for like the preferred lenders, thank you, great title companies, like, there's fantastic programs out there, for buyers. What has the city done? Raising real estate assessments, taxes. Transfer tax. Like why is our transfer tax so high?
Dude, that is wild.
Why don't we have an anti-squatting law? Our investors have disappeared. They're going to, Jersey or whatever. The small investor got fucked.
Yeah.
But there's no time like the present. I think like the city does some, sorry for the language.
I don't like it.
It's like,
it goes on social media. Let them like
why not have some incentives, for people to invest in the city? Why not have more incentives for people to stay in the city? But the structure is just out of whack.
Yeah.
But doesn't it make you feel like they just don't want that business? They are anti anything good, I feel like.
Nicole, I asked myself that question again in 2019, when I was president of GPAR. The tax abatement change was coming, and I met with every city council person, and I looked them in the eye, and I was like, Chad, what happens when the economy changes? And it was like a blank face. I guess it was just, feel good, hey, let's, support this or that. But COVID happened a few years later. I mean, even though people think there's a ton of new construction in the city, very little. Permits are way down. Most of the construction is apartments. But I do think the great news, maybe we could do a high five. My understanding is today, mortgage rates are at all-time low for 2025.
Yeah, let's go.
Really?
Look
at that.
Let's go. I'm happy.
Get some refis,
Calling
baby.
out for refi.
Yeah.
Wait for this refi stuff for like 3 years, working part-time at 7-Eleven.
But so if I could go one step further with that, so 2023 versus 2022 transactions. This is Philly, right? The suburbs is like, you guys.
No, we want Philly, bro.
Yeah.
This is a Philly special right here.
Transactions were down 30% year over year. A lot of that was just bad Fed policy. That the interest rate raises were so late.
Yeah.
They're also behind the eight ball now, decreasing them. That's another story. But so 2024
because they have no idea what they're using as a barometer.
Welcome to my saying is welcome to the party, pal. From Die Hard.
Lower them. Why?
But then they're down again year over year, 2024 versus 2023, down again. But think about this for a second, Chad. And titles coming in too. This pent up demand. I don't know what the analogy is. It's brewing, right?
Yeah.
And I think in 2026, interest rates are down. Maybe the city does something. And then I think there's going to be.
Well, I think the analogy is like a Black Friday sale, right?
Yeah, or people and the investment.
It's like a Black Friday sale.
Yeah, it's like just buy everything. Why lease when you can own? Whereas the last few years, it's why we got to get off this why own when you can lease.
Black Friday's coming.
So I mean, I think that people in the industry now gearing up for that. They're going to be so well positioned to have a fantastic 2026. I know both you guys will. I'll be a part
From your
of
mouth
it.
to God's ears. Praise the Lord.
Boom, baby.
Praise the Lord.
Thank the heavens.
So things are going well on the floor. You're feeling the flow. You're like, all right, I can do this. I can be an agent. I can make some money. Then what? Give me the evolution of Chris Summers.
Well, I guess really what happened was our team grew. I had the opportunity to buy Remax Access with my partner Steve Shesky at the time.
What does that mean? So for people that don't understand real estate business models, what does that mean?
Basically, you're owner, of the company.
So of that location, it's like a franchise.
Correct. I mean, Remax, like each office is individually owned and operated.
Right.
And then we moved that office from Port Richmond to Northern Liberties.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Give me the details of that move. What's your head on that?
Well, like, I mean, when we were at Port Richmond, I would, other agents too, I'd meet with someone in Northern Liberties. I'd say, well, I'm not going to list with you. You're at Port Richmond. I'm going to go with these offices
So
here.
that was actually actually getting more business just by changing locations.
Correct.
And not a far move.
Yeah, not far at all.
Not a far
a
move.
mile.
Yeah.
Like I lived in Old City for like, many years and, Northern Liberties for those first few years. I would get really mad, like when someone in my condo building, even if I didn't know them, I didn't know them, and their condo would get listed. I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm right here in the building.
So you hide it real well.
Don't be a secret agent.
I don't want to be upset.
Yeah, so like I guess our office being there, Chad, I think kind of helped us like expand our reach, to like.
But
all
you
of this.
moved, so you didn't just move to Northern Liberties. You moved to a very, I would call it the linchpin of the rebirth of Northern Liberties.
Correct. We were Bart Blatstein's first tenant in the Rialto building.
You were
at
the first
Rialto.
tenant?
We were.
Really?
Yep. And it was so cool seeing that space. It's just like kind of like what do we call this? The vault.
The vault.
It was just like just this blank cement circle space. It was really awesome.
So talk about, like, at that time, where is Northern Liberties? Is it on the Ascension or is it there?
I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
Most of and Northern Liberties is small, right?
Yeah.
If you think about
It really
front
is.
to fifth or sixth, or depending on which realtor, maybe the ninth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Spring Garden to Girard. There's not a lot more places for single family new construction. There's tons of rentals there. So like in my mind, Northern Liberties is kind of like more of a mature. I say that right? It's just going to be kind of steady Eddie for a little bit. And obviously, like what really picked up, was the Fishtown, South Kensington. I think Port Richmond's probably the next place.
So when you make that move, you have how many people? And to be clear, you own the entire franchise as well as your team, which is its own.
Correct. See, you have like these different elements of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So like maybe at that time there might have been like 10-ish agents on the team, maybe 10 to 15.
And as you bring on agents and decide to have that, are you ready for it? Is it like, do you figure it out as you go?
Well, yeah, like my past operations managers and Stephanie would say, we can't bring anyone on. I'm like, this person is great. So like, whether we're ready for it or not, like, like I get yelled at sometimes, but like, if the right fit is there, I think you just kind of have to like, find a way to make it happen.
So are you the one doing the operations with everyone else, or is that another person?
Oh, I'm not.
You don't do anything.
Yeah,
you do your thing.
Paperwork or like, Chris, like this isn't initial, like.
That's a sign of a really good realtor, not being good at paperwork.
You want a good realtor that's good at sales
Yes.
and negotiation. People that do paperwork really well, chances are aren't going to be like, like the big advocate for you. But maybe there are some of those like they're great at everything kind of thing too.
So your
Very
focus
far
is
and few
still
between.
you still sell.
Yeah, my focus is like my own sales and helping the agents on the team sell. Right. Yeah, KW Empower is huge.
Right.
It's like massive. Right. Yes, I have like a small partnership interest in that. Right. So like I help the office or the.
Let's get into that. You segued right into that.
Fair enough.
All right, so your big Remax. I mean, at that point, you're the biggest Remax agent in Philly.
Like Joe Bograd and I, we would always compete with each other.
Right.
But I was like, Joe, you're in the county.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have these high. I'm selling $30,000 shells.
Right.
But no, but I think at that time, you're right, Chad, is like, whether it was myself or a team, we were probably number one Remax in Philly.
So this is like big news to the industry. I liken it to like a news break, right? And I think if I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, I remember seeing you at a KW Christmas party because I was Chris Stevens' in-house lender for him and Solon at the time.
Yep.
And I'm like, why the hell is Chris Summers here? And I walked up to you and Stephanie. He doesn't remember this because I was a little tanked, but I was like, why the hell are you two here? And literally, you're like, oh, you'll see. And literally the next day, I swear to God, I witnessed the whole thing. And everyone else in the room, like, we were all talking about it, like, what the hell is Chris Summers doing here? I mean, isn't that how it went down?
I mean, It was.
That was your first public appearance in KW?
It was. I love Grav. Maybe it was a Christmas party. People were drinking.
It was at Vi on Broad Street.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he's like, no one really knew yet. I know there were very few. And then Grav, I guess he was so excited, like just had to make an announcement.
No, but he said, "Do you come to the Christmas party?"
Yeah,
and what in your mind's like, "Oh yeah, fuck it."
Yeah. It's kind of like, hey, wait, that person's dating who? How did that happen?
It was a big deal. Like if you're an industry person, it's a big deal. Like,
but needless to say, like I think Steve called me the next day. He's like, Chris, you should have waited.
Yeah.
It wasn't my choice.
I might even have posted a picture that night.
Troublemaker, pot stirrer.
Reputation.
Well, I didn't work for KW. It didn't matter to me. So you make this big decision, and I know you can answer this however way you want. You can be PC. You cannot be PC. Why did you move? It's a big move.
Yeah,
a big move.
That's a great question. I think really what happened is like, did you ever see the movie Tom Hanks with Wilson? What's that called? Castaway.
Castaway.
Yeah. I think to some extent, like, whatever you're doing, like you kind of hit a point, and I kind of felt like we're kind of like at an island at Remax, and then even like for the office itself, there were some great agents there, and I think because like our team was doing some business, like some people like felt ostracized maybe and it wasn't intentional, and so I think we kind of like hit a point, and even Steve was like, hey, we might need to do. I kind of got an update from him, that. We might need to do something. So
right,
So basically, what I did is like, all right, when it's time, it's time. And I took a handful of agents on the team, and we just started to like, hey guys, where do you want to go? So I didn't want to make it a Chris Summers decision. Like, hey guys, we're gonna go over here.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, and then so like,
Definitely.
we there really wasn't too many options. Obviously, we met with Compass a few times. Good story there. I'm gonna give a shout out to my good friend Sean Conroy. We're at a Compass meeting. A couple questions are being asked. It didn't go over well. Sean left the meeting. So I'm like,
I don't want to think about it. I'm out.
I'm like, we're not going to Compass. Nothing against Compass. Obviously, they got a lot.
But it happens all the time. Like,
Yeah.
Even in recruiting calls, there's like a landmine. Like you're getting these calls, and it's like there's one thing they're going to say. It's just going to push right on your nerve. I never forget this. Like 8-9 years ago, when I was newer, someone from Guarantee Rate calls me, and they're like, "Yeah, like you can come over. You're good. Like if you want to be ex-lender."
Right.
But what they didn't want to know is ex-lender was like my arch nemesis. I was like, "You just freaking compare me to that guy? I'm out. Like I'm out. Like,
fuck you." I'm so sorry. You guys got me going to that. I might be in trouble.
But I do sneak into Guarantee Rate parties and triple play all the time.
I mean, I mean,
They do have some pretty good parties.
I haven't been to one in a while, but I think you're right. They've always had the best ones.
Phenomenal.
I have a lot of friends at GR.
Yeah,
I guess
absolutely.
now they're just rate.
Yeah.
Rate.
Yeah,
Right.
You gotta cut it. So you make this move. You're now in a huge ecosystem, right? You're a part owner.
Yes.
You're a part owner,
Yes.
which is and let me explain the landscape. So people that aren't Philadelphia real estate fanatics, because it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Like we have our own little world, right? The KW just built this massive thing in downtown Center City. Noah had his office on Broad Street, right? And then what's his name?
I guess it was Antonio, which
yeah.
turned into Grav and Christine.
Right, which turned so it was Antonio, and then it became. So you have two powerhouses, almost like not together, right? They're physically separate, doing tons of business together, and then one day you have Chris come over, and then one day they all come together, which is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like you guys too, it's like successful agents are going to be successful anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, successful mortgage, title, like, but I think what happens is like, then what's more important from there? Like energy, culture, you become who you surround yourself with.
Totally.
And I guess, and obviously it's different for any area, but at least in Philly, like, yeah, the KW office has got like a lot of great agents, teams, solo agents. So like, yeah, to be surrounded by that and kind of like fast forward, I knew, that the next round was going to be, bigger than mine. But like I knew, that, Mike McCann was going to go to KW, which I didn't feel as bad because like I was initially supposed to go to KW Philly. And then, my friend Jennifer Ashley at Guaranteed Rate, she's like, well, what about Gaurav? I'm like, who? And then once I met with Gaurav.
Oh, wait, you're giving her a lot of.
Yeah.
Jen, if you watch this.
Jen?
Wow.
Yeah, she knows the story.
That's a big kudos, man.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for her, we would probably not have gone
You
to
have lifetime access to those parties now.
I know, right? Cash in.
After that endorsement.
But no, but I mean, I think there is something to be said for that. Like whatever you're doing, if you want to like do better, it's kind of like tennis or basketball. You're going to play against someone better than you are.
Totally.
How do you feel going from, obviously Remax was a smaller entity, going from something that small to something that large? How was the transition for yourself and for your team?
It's a really great question. Like, I mean, it did get weird for a little bit because, I guess the other part is I knew that they were opening an office in Fishtown, and like, well, that's it. There's really no, Noah was a little upset, but like, hey, I mean, that Fishtown office was like big, for a lot of people on our team. Yeah, but then kind of like COVID happened, so like, you kind of, no matter where you are, like, it's just like a little bit weird. KW Empower, is super large now. Yeah. And like sometimes it could be maybe, again, like with me, like being like a little social anxiety, like there's just so much going on or there's so many people, like I feel like the risk, maybe not just with them or other offices, is like that, for the people running the offices, obviously it's really important to stay in contact.
Right.
I try to do that too, to like, make sure that, everyone's welcome per se.
What's your role in Empower, like on the macro level?
Well, I mean, I think to a certain extent, it's leading by example. Like, I think our team, for the most part, like I do help. Like if someone's thinking about going to KW Empower, kind of talk about that because obviously, I do have a unique, kind of experience to kind of share that, versus someone that might be at KW forever. What do they call that? The Kool-Aid. Yeah, but like, so I think, for me, like I think I've helped some people make that decision, because I was more, it was more of a bigger move, especially being at Remax close to, what was that, 15 years?
So you're pretty much like you're like the figurehead now.
If anyone has any questions,
you're like Mount Rushmore.
Join the Summers team. Join KW. Use Chad for mortgage. Use the call for title. And that video guy back there. I mean, that guy fucking rocks. It's like the best is right here. Like, it's like Apple, right? Are you going to use like, a Motorola or an iPhone? That's the breed.
So where are you now? What's the next? What are you, Chris 3.0 now? 4.0? What are you?
It's somewhere around there. I might have, it's a little dip and kind of come back. Yeah, it's a great question. Like I think, like to kind of continue to like, lead, like grow the team more. I mean, there are some teams out there that have like 60 agents, 100, and like I talked to like some coaches over the years, like you could do that. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know. But we do continue to grow. Like I would love to see that. I love like being part of the community. I love like being part of like new construction, development. Another shout out, to Bo Rushdie.
Oh yeah.
Sean Conroy's connected with them. Like we're selling, their affordable houses, to turn the key. So like just being part of that, like I hear, Sean's stories, like you go on Facebook, it's like boom, 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 boom. So like I take a lot of pride in that. I also take a lot of pride in advocacy. Sometimes people get mad at me, like I don't try to be political. I just try to be like pro Philly.
Issue driven.
Yeah, pro growth, right? So I would love, whether it's myself or being more involved with GPAR again, because I do think the next few years, from an advocacy standpoint with the city of Philadelphia, is, I don't want to say it's make or break, but I think it's significant.
Yeah, interesting. Huh. What do you think is Philly in terms of from an investment perspective? I know we touched on it a little bit.
I guess the good news with that, it's like back in the day, like the house went up in Fishtown or wherever. You have homeowners trying to buy it, investors trying to buy it. Like, it was crazy. And because a lot of the investors have left the landscape, there's not as much competition in there. So I think for the people like looking to just buy and rent, those options and opportunities are there all day long.
Interesting, yeah.
But they're just not buying. I mean, people are afraid of oh my God, what if I have to evict or what test do I have to do to be in compliance with the city? Like many. So I do think the opportunity, the numbers don't work as well as they used to be, like mortgage rates, homeowners insurance, taxes, the maintenance. But there's a lot of areas where there could be continued growth. And obviously at the end of the day, we're still way below all the other cities, right?
Yeah.
Even though our transfer tax is the highest, and our tax rate is
insane.
we're almost as high as San Francisco.
Do you have any idea why they did that?
I have no idea. I don't think they do either. So there's got to be a way, where some funds can come in from other places and really kind of promote small businesses, growth, people moving to the city. It increases the tax base. That's what the tax abatement was there for.
Right.
Kudos to Alan Dom. I wasn't there back then, but I guess Center City was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And it was that policy alone, changed the landscape. And then if it wasn't for that, think about all the new construction homes in Fishtown, Point Breeze, South Kensington. If it wasn't for that, the communities wouldn't approve. Then people move in, and then they're paying all these taxes.
Yeah.
So let's promote that.
Yeah.
Let's incentivize that. And we have to spread the message. And we need our city officials to welcome to the party.
Right.
Yeah.
Or let's get in the party. Let's not, create disasters.
Would you ever consider running as a city official?
Well, not for nothing. Ori is a really good friend of mine. And he was like, Chris, where do you live? And I told him where I live. He's like, you should run in that District 6. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I like the idea of it, but
I don't need your vote. I want your house.
I'm not sure people are not that guy. His opinions are a little too businesslike. But not for nothing. I was at I was at Front Street Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a call, from Jeff Young. He was a city council guy.
Okay.
And he's like, Chris, can you support me? I'm like, I'm not supporting anyone in city council. Jeff,
but I need you to do your stuff.
But not for nothing. He did, we had a good conversation. He was like, sometimes people just say that, but I think there is a few people in there that, kind of we could, and here's the problem, the more they protected tenants, the higher rents went up. So all this protection, unintended consequences, people have to think more, if I really wanted Alan Dom to be mayor, I was really thankful that Helen Gim wasn't mayor. But Parker's doing a really good job. But we just need to have something in there. I don't really know what the answer is, but I think ultimately, we could lead in our businesses. But we need leadership, in the cities too.
Agreed.
I have a couple quick fires for.
Boom.
What do you think? Could you do some quick fires?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to mix them between real estate and Philly.
How am I doing so far?
Awesome.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have a couple quick fires. All right. What is the number one reason a new agent fails?
Oh.
Number one is just probably just lack of showing up, discipline, and sales skills. Not lead generating. That's maybe more than one reason, but that's kind of all combined.
What is the number one reason a agent will hit a plateau and not be able to scale?
Maybe fear, and maybe not being around the right people to guide them as a mentor to grow.
Dig it? Okay. I like it. I think mentorship's huge.
I agree.
I think it makes or breaks everything.
I agree.
Yeah. You think you're a good mentor?
I mean, I help a lot of people on our team, the office.
Quick fire, Chris.
Yes. Yeah. I need more coffee, Chad. I'm fading here. So thank you.
Favorite cheesesteak spot?
South Philly, Jim's, did they burn down? They're still there?
He doesn't eat cheesesteaks. Come on.
I'm glad you're enjoying this. I do love cheesesteaks. I just don't get them that often.
I'm tired. Oh my god, dude, I'm tired. Oh my god. Favorite food spot, non cheesesteak.
Well, I love seafood. I love oysters. Yeah, so that could be Barclay Prime. I really like Positano Coast.
Yeah,
like
okay.
Second and Walnut,
like
like
that
the
spot?
oysters.
I don't think I've been there.
No, you gotta go.
like it.
We can get you in the city.
I think that's your vibe. I think you dig it.
Not for nothing. Mulherens, if I'm pronouncing
Oh
it right.
yeah, dude.
The pasta,
Yeah.
the service.
Yeah.
And like, think about this. Fishtown has some of the best restaurants in the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like, would you rather be at Rittenhouse Square? Yeah, maybe. Or Fishtown.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. That the food is to me the biggest.
Yeah, it's
We just
phenomenal.
went to the saloon last
Oh,
night.
did you? Your first time?
First time.
What'd you get?
I got angel hair and crab meat.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That place was something.
It's legit.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, that's a mob spot.
I absolutely know that. I'm like,
And this is my last podcast.
Watch out for Joey and
But you
Vince
know
over
what?
there.
I was like, the girls in there were like drop dead gorgeous. Like where they came from, I have no idea, but they were all like, one was better looking than the next, and
Yeah.
I'm like, where am I? There's no ugly people here.
Listen, the saloon is the food is good, the drinks are good. It's like
Everything was great.
It is well known for that. In
Yeah.
fact, our British cameraman lives right around the corner.
Oh, yeah?
Probably frequents
That is the cameraman right there. But I guess if you fast forward, like maybe the resurgence of Philadelphia, like, kind of like what it was before COVID, where Al and Don would be like, you don't want to be the last one to leave the suburbs. Think about that.
Yeah.
And now it's like the opposite. But
Yeah.
but at that time, it was the restaurants, the sports,
Yeah.
the art, the galleries, the coffee. And like, I see that. It's taken a little while, but I see that really kind of coming back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree, dude.
Right, especially Phillies.
Yeah, absolutely. Which you just segued. What's your sports team?
I mean, I love the Phillies,
Yeah.
and I love the 76ers. They got to get their shit together. I don't know what they're doing in these off seasons and who's making these decisions, Chad, but maybe the three of us. They're like, hey, let's step it up here.
That'll be more polarizing than anything.
But like, I mean, what more fun is it to be like, at Phillies game? Like the fans are like with that, what's that closer dude?
Oh yeah, Durantula.
Yeah, the night that tarantula comes in and the people are, like, here's a question. Like, if you're at the game or even at home, do you want the Phillies to be up 3-1 in the ninth inning or 7-1?
That's a good question.
Right?
It depends on if you want to be entertained or not.
Yeah. So but like the energy there, like,
So Sixers are your sport.
I mean, I had season tickets for many years. I did not renew them last year.
Yeah.
It just, they kind of lost a little bit of the luster.
Yeah.
So hopefully, that will come back.
Yeah. And we're seeing some of the greatest Philadelphia sports in history. Overall.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, the Eagles. Like, I typically go to one Eagles game a year. Because like it's all.
You ever been to one?
I've been to a couple games. Here.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Just the
fans are
tailgating.
funner than watching the.
Ah, well,
For
you're not a
me.
football fan. Then.
No.
It's just like, not again.
Okay, I got two other big ones. I'm going to push them on this. Who is, and you can say you signed an NDA and can't tell us.
Yep.
Who is the highest profile athlete you've ever sold a piece of real estate to?
Oh.
You know what? That's a great question.
And it is because you're the king
Yeah.
of Philadelphia, and I know you've sold them.
Yeah.
But you're not going to give me the juice, but I'm going to try anyway. Go ahead.
I did do some business with Maurice Cheeks, but
Oh,
none of the deals went through. I got to meet Maurice, and I almost did both. Like, I had like a shell you wanted to buy at Northern Liberties, and someone else got it. It was a better deal, but I don't think I've had like a lot of unlike John Bolaris. It was just like. You got me there. Like, I don't. Who? What? Who?
Yeah.
But
Restaurateurs, Philly legends. Come on, something.
there's something in there. But like,
I know there is, man.
NDA.
That NDA expired, bro. And last but not least, where is your Philadelphia tattoo on your body?
What?
Where is yours?
Yeah.
On Philadelphia.
Chad, where's your tattoo?
They're all over the place.
Yeah, where's the
not that tattoo. That's not Philadelphia. It's a Philadelphia show.
Tattoos?
The call, camera guy, like where, I don't have a Philadelphia tattoo.
Don't have a Philadelphia, but on your soul you do.
Correct. It becomes part of you. It's like, what is it, like osmosis?
Yeah.
It's a big word of the day. That's all I got, osmosis.
So if people say, who are you and where you're from, your answer now is?
Chris Summers, team leader of the Summers team.
But do you say a Philadelphian?
I sometimes do.
Oh,
Yes, yeah,
what
yeah.
do you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think...
What more conversion do you need?
I'm a Philadelphian.
Come on, with conviction, man.
Ooh, baby.
And on that note, I think I've run out of stuff. What about you?
I think you took the cake.
Well,
As usual.
Yeah. I mean, not for nothing. Like, what a great, fantastic, the energy,
yeah.
the questions. It's just, you made it fun. Same. Awesome. Yeah, I like the energy here. Big, boisterous,
fun.
add some insight, some color.
Yeah.
It's like the football commentators.
Yeah.
Like, boom, boom, boom. It's just great to be here in that video. Yeah, sorry.
He's the man, right? He loves him. Chris, tell you what, bro. He is your biggest fan. Thank you for watching another edition of the Rockstars podcast here at the Rockstar Vault. Follow us at Rockstar Closers all across your socials. The iconic legend Chris Summers was in the house. We appreciate it, buddy.
Well, you two, the rock stars, I appreciate
coming on the show.
becoming a rock star with the two of you.
Yeah, what can I say?
In the
Thank you.
vault.
Stay tuned for more good, fresh stuff here at the Rockstars podcast. We'll see you soon, guys.
How you gonna do it? I'm gonna trade my clerk for a Rockstar dame. Not even get my bro gonna change his game. Cause we all just wanna work with top rock stars and sell some hilltop houses closing 15 more. The cities come easy and the closings go quick. We'll all stay busy cause we just don't quit. And we'll